Lovely. Tis bar time. Yes. Before we hop into this fun little workout I got going for you, I don't know what this means, but it's fun. I want to talk about two things. So one, I want to talk about bird dog, which for those of you who've taken my class before, particularly my live class, I've talked about this many times. Bird dog falls into the same category as kickbacks, right? In that the idea of what we're looking for is hip extension, not spinal extension. What do I mean by that? So when my hips are extended, right, or straight versus flexed or bent, right, that's what I'm looking for. In the spine, makes like a little S, right? But our low back already has a slight curve to it. But if we extend the low back, right, we end up here. So my hips, if my back is extended, usually my hips are not extended. Now, you can't do both, but it's very hard in most cases to do both. Most people will do that. So what does that look like? I'm going to try to tuck my shirt in. What does that look like when we're talking about bird dog or kickbacks? It looks like this. So if I extend my spine moves. I'm pushing up when I start, and then I lift my leg and my spine drops, right? So if I were to come up to a seated position or a standing position, I'd be here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's not spinal, or that's not hip extension. That's spinal extension. That's using these muscles, which are arguably already pretty tight, instead of using these muscles, which is what we want to use, particularly if you're using kickbacks or bird dog, which we're going to be doing bird dog, to try and build your hamstrings and butt. You're not going to build your hamstrings and butt if you don't use your hamstrings and butt. So think of it like your dead bug, or when you're lying on your back on the mat and you're actively pushing into the mat, right? Try to think of that same position or that same feeling in that, what I like to call the seat belt, or that like lower core, your transverse abdominis, your psoas, your obliques even. Try to think of that same feeling in, we're going to do bird dog today, but in a kickback, right? So I'm here in this nice neutral spine position. There's still a slight curve, but I'm not accentuating it, right? I'm not dropping my low spine. I'm tightening my seatbelt, pushing that up, and then I get to hip extension, right? Or bent, it doesn't matter, right? Versus back extension. And I can guarantee you that it's easier to balance when we do bird dog, right? And even in kickbacks, when you do it this way versus the other way. So if you're constantly falling out of your bird dog, it's probably because you're sinking and not really using your core to lift you up. Okay? The other thing I want to talk about is we're going to move into some lateral and curtsy lunges. So one thing I'm going to tell you to do is line your standing foot up. I don't want to have my water there. Line your standing foot up on the edge of your mat. So we can do our laterals, and then your curtsy, you'll still be on the mat. Your toes will be going to the back edge of the mat, right? Like that. Okay? Because if you go off your mat, then you're too far. Kind of my way of judging that. So, without further ado, stop talking, Kim. Let's get started. So, hands and knees. Hands right underneath those shoulders. Knees right underneath those hips. And just do a few cat-cows. So now we are going into spinal extension, right? Lifting that chest and tail. And then rounding over. Try to go on your breath. Inhale into that cow position. Exhale into cat. The flexion of the spine. extension of the spine. Do a few more. Just so you can feel that full range of motion in the spine. Range of motion is not a bad thing, right? It's not bad that you have access to extend your spine. However, when we get into bird dog, we're trying to find stability and access those hamstrings and glutes. So come to the middle or a neutral spine, and then just take a big inhale, let your belly drop, and exhale, tighten your seatbelt. Kind of push the floor away, actively push those ribs in. Now, you can breathe and still maintain this core, just so as you know. So, our right hand is going to go forward and then back down. Left hand forward and then back down. Right leg back and then down, and left leg back and then down. Not really moving. Go again, right? Not really shifting as I do this. I can easily, or somewhat easily, remove one of my limbs from the floor and still stay centered. Now, inhale here, exhale, bring that right arm forward, add the left leg back. Did your spine change? Did you sink? Did you push back? Did you push forward? Try to stay neutral and lower down. Inhale here, exhale, left hand lifts, and the right leg. And lower down. Now try to get them to go at the same time. Right hand, left leg, reach. Inhale down, switch, reach. I like to go on the exhale and down. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale down, exhale, reach. Inhale down. Hopefully you feel this more in the hamstring and glute than you used to, and maybe even a little bit more in that core. And lower down, and reach, and lower down. One more, reach, and lower down. Now we're going to stay on this first side, so reach it out, and then bring elbow to knee underneath, reach it back out. Now there is a little spine flexion when you touch that elbow to knee. Just try not to then just drop it into extension, but just lift back into that neutral spine. 2, and 1. Other side. Reach it out. Here we go. Elbow, knee, and reach. Elbow, knee, and reach. Elbow, knee, and reach. Elbow, knee. 2 more. Because it's not about how high that leg goes. Reach and down. Good. It's not about how high that leg goes, right? And I'm a dancer too. Like I love to just like kick my leg up there as high as I can get it, but that's not what we're doing. So with that in mind, you can come down to your forearms. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. Squeeze those glutes down and under. And find your plank. Now here, without hiking your butt up to the ceiling, keeping it in that plank position, let's lift the right leg up and down. Hamstring glute. So it's only a few inches. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Side plank. I'm going right on my elbow, but you can go on your hand. You can drop that bottom leg down. You can use your top leg as a kind of kickstand. Stack those feet. And switch. song is. Come back to that plank. Come up to your hands. Drop your knees and butt so you're still in a plank, or you can stay lifted on your toes. We've got a tempo push-up, so we're going to go down for 4, 3, 2, all the way down. Now push up in 1 count. Push. Down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Last one, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Not going all the way to the floor, but at a slightly faster tempo. We go down in 2, 1, and lift. 1, 2, and lift. 1, 2, and lift. 1, 2, and lift. Child's pose. Take a break. Shift back to your hands and knees. This one you're going to need to be on your hands if you can. Step 1 foot back. Step the other foot back. Right knee to right elbow. Tap and back. And 2 and back. And 3 and back. And 4. Left knee to left elbow. Tap and back. And 2 and 3 and 4. Right knee to left elbow. Tap and 2 and 3 and 4. Left knee to right elbow. Tap and 2 and 3 and 4. Side plank. Again, you can come down to your shin if you need to. You can use that front foot as a kickstand. Be stacked. Whatever feels better. Switch. Come back to the front. Drop those knees and hips if you need to. Here we go. Slow it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Last one. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push. Slightly lower tempo, slightly faster tempo. Here we go. Down and lift. And 2 and lift. And 3. Last one. 4. Child's pose. Good. Flip it over. Work out those wrists a little bit. So, lie on your backs. Level 1, you can tuck your hands underneath your butt. Try not to get underneath your low back. Remember, we're trying to actively push that low back down on the mat. So if my hands are under my back, it's not really going to work as well as if they're kind of under my seat, so to speak. So that's level 1. Right knee comes up into tabletop, left knee joins it. And point those toes. We're going to tap those toes down to the mat and lift them up. Tap and lift. 3 and 4. Even in this position, check in with your shoulders. Are your shoulders completely off the mat and like tense as all get out? Or can you kind of drive them into the mat as well, My toes are cramping. 2 and 1. Good. Stay here or extend your legs. Now, this is level 1 with the hands. Level 2 is you can hold onto the edge of your mat, right? Again, still push those shoulders or the back of the arms into the mat. One leg at a time. Goes down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So, stay at level 1, stay at level 2, or try both those legs together for level 3 with the hands. Stay at level 1, at level 2, or at level 3. Bring those hands behind your head and curl yourself up. Lower those legs. Lift those legs. Lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In. Hug those knees in. Woo! Lovely. Hug one knee in to your chest. Stretch your other leg out, pointing to the wall underneath of you, behind you. No, whatever. Point it that way. I don't know. Pull yourself up in front of you. I guess it would be in front of you. Who knows? You get what I mean. Here we go. Big inhale and switch. 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 Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here or straighten those legs. Here we go. Switch, 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 switch. We go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug both those knees into your chest. Feet together, bottoms of your feet together, knees come open, hands behind your head. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. We go. 4, 3, 2, hold up 1, pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand down. Right elbow crosses over the body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold here. 1. Stretch that arm out. Reach up to the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand behind the head. Right arm down. Left elbow crosses over the body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold here, 1. Stretch that arm out. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands behind your head. Come up to that ab curl. Side to side, side to side, side to side. Try not to just let momentum carry you over. Really use your abs to pull your obliques, to pull you from side to side. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Stretch that head from side to side. Lovely. Okay, so one last thing on the floor and then we'll stand up. So feet are hip distance apart. Bring those hips up to the ceiling. Now, even in this position, this is a really, bridges are a really easy position. Easy, quote unquote, easy position to feel what I was talking about in, right? So in Pilates, in barre, and in most types of strength training, when we do a bridge, we're going for hip extension. Now in yoga, you're going to go from hip extension and you're going to go past hip extension into spinal extension, and you're going to feel your spine extend, right? But here, I want to think about tucking my pelvis so I feel that transverse abdominis, pulling my ribs to my hip bones, right? And really squeezing my glutes. Yoga bridges are not wrong. Just to clarify, they're not wrong. They're specific to yoga because you're going to go into your wheel, which is full hip and spinal extension, right? But here we're focusing on the hamstrings and the glutes, particularly when we bring one leg in, because then I'm connecting my hamstrings to my opposite side core. So if you bring the right knee in, it's that left side hamstring to that right side oblique. So we're going to stay in this position and we're going to bring our arms up overhead, tap the mat, and then bring them back down to our hips. Up overhead, tap the mat, and down to our hips. And 3, and down, and 4, and down. Bring those arms up to the ceiling. Pulse those hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay high. Lower that right knee, or that right foot. Guys, it's Tuesday. I can't be expected to speak English on a Tuesday. So, reconnect to that pelvis, retuck, push that heel in, lift that left leg up. Arms go up overhead, touch the floor, and down by your hips. 2, and down to your hips. 3, this is kind of just a nice opener for the shoulders, but it's a lot for the legs. 4, good. Heart, arms up to the ceiling, hands up to the ceiling. Pulse those hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that left foot. Retuck. Squeeze those glutes. And pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down slowly. Stretch out those legs. Big inhale here. Exhale, roll up in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. If those don't make your hamstrings cramp a little bit, I don't know what will. All right. Because that's the point. And just so you know, I get a lot of people that are like, oh, my muscle is cramping, I'm dehydrated. Not necessarily. Could just be that those muscles are firing and they're not used to firing isolated on their own. So in this position, I would encourage you to try to work through the cramp a little bit. It sucks and it sounds like an awful mess, and it is, but try to do it. Okay, up on your feet, grab a little water if you need it. This song is like one of those crime drama things. Okay. Kind of sounds like that, like the detective is searching for their next lead. Okay, so your standing foot is going to be to the opposite edge of the mat, right? That's where we're going to start. So I'm going to take a step off the mat, find my lateral lunge, and then I'm going to take that same leg and stick it behind me towards the other end of my mat, keeping my hips pointing forward. Lateral lunge, lift it up, long and crossed behind, and lift it up. On these curtsy lunges, you should be the same length as your reverse lunges, just slightly crossed. So it doesn't have to be a super big cross where you have to twist your whole body. My body is staying pretty square to the front of my mat. 4 more. 4. Cross. 3. Cross. 2. Cross. Last one. Hold in that curtsy. Hold here. Now I'm going to face the front. You don't move. I'm just going to turn to the front so you can see what I mean. My hips are still wow, I really can't talk today. Are still pretty much pointing straight forward. I have a little bit more adductor, right, to be able to cross my feet. This would be my reverse lunge. I'm only slightly crossed. I get a lot of people that try to do this or this. That's not it. I still want to be able to sit in this glute. Let's pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze those thighs. 8. Go another 8. 8, 7. It's here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Round 2. Same side. We're not switching sides yet. Same side. Here we go. 8 laterals and curtsies together. And if the curtsy doesn't feel, maybe you have some bad knees and it doesn't feel good on your knees, just do a reverse or do an inline lunge where maybe you don't cross, but you're more like right behind your standing foot. I think this is 4. I should stop talking and start counting. 4 more. We're going to go with it. Trust. Two more. Last one. Hold here. Squeezing those inner thighs together, tucking that pelvis so that seatbelt is still on. My ribs are retracted in. If you want to reach out, I never mind people reaching out on a reverse lunge because it helps you not do one of those things. Bend that back knee, pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, squeeze in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go another 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. We got one more round on this side. Here we go. Lateral and curtsy. Lateral and curtsy. Now, the reason I'm doing not only 2 different kinds of lunges on one leg, but also all 3 rounds on that one leg is, for those who've taken my class before, we're trying to get at that overload principle, right? 3 more. Now it's easy to get at that overload principle when you add weight, but most of us, last one, might just have a mat like I do, hold here, or might have like lighter pound dumbbells. So by doing all 3 rounds with very little break, we're getting at the overload by repetition. Pulse it up. 16, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up on that leg. Hang out here. Close your eyes. Don't cheat. I will not know if you cheat, but you will know, and that should be enough. Even if you fall. I'm doing pretty good today. Yes. All right, open your eyes. Put that leg down. Shake out that standing leg. Did y'all do it? Did y'all do it? Okay. Oh, right, you've got a whole other leg. Let's do it. It's true. In case you forgot. All right, so here we go. Lateral lunge. And you know what I just thought of when I said that? It's one of my sayings that I say in my classes, especially when I break down the legs like this, is, you know, in this time we're all kind of just, or hopefully we are all reassessing ourselves, right? 4 more. You know, just reassessing the things we say without thinking. But in this moment, I'm like, Kim, that's kind of ableist to say that. You've got a whole other leg. You might not, you know? So I apologize for that. You know, I mean, working out in 2 more in general is a lot of these workouts is a little that way, but something to think about. Maybe I should look into that. Opening up space. Last one, hold here. For people who, you know, maybe are not as able-bodied, they still need to exercise. It's important. 16 counts. Here we go. Lift. 2, 3. Squeeze those inner thighs. 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Woo! Already. That was only round 1. 2 more times. Here we go. Out and back. Out and back. We're constantly learning, guys. And that's actually one of my favorite things about working out, is every time I work out, I learn something different about my body. Maybe it's one spot is a little sore, one side feels stronger, 2 more. You know, maybe it's about like my mental capacity, exercises that I don't like. Last one. Versus exercises that I do like. Hold here, right? You're always learning. And not just like mentally, but your body is learning, right? Even for people who, you know, have been working out for a long time, or trainers who, you know everything. Nobody does. 16. Here we go. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Woo. One more round, guys. Here we go. Over and back. So, that's why I say, like, listen to your body as you're moving. Don't just go with a picture of what it should look like, but, what it feels like. Can I feel my hamstring and glute? Can I feel my core helping to lift my spine? My sister just came in. Hey, Courtney. Oh my God. 2 more. And last one. Hold here. Especially in these isometric holds, you might be feeling everything. Overwhelmed, with the amount of sensation happening in your bodies, particularly your legs, but work through it. Mentally, push through. Here we go. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, try to find that balance. Close your eyes. That's the work, right? Don't cheat, because you're only cheating yourself. Ah! Oh my gosh, I lost it. All right, open your eyes, put your foot down. For a second, I was like this. Whew. Whew. Take a little break. Wiggle it out. Get some water if you need it. We got one more. I don't know why I'm very philosophical today, but I am, guys. Here we go. So, I lied. Feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Toes are generally pointing forward, but you can be out 5 or 10 degrees depending on your hips and your knees. Here we go. Sit it back in that squat and lift. Nice and gentle-ish. If bodyweight squats are gentle for you, they might not be. But hang in there. We're almost done. 4 more. Lock out that top position. Lock out those glutes to that seat belt. Lock. 2 and 1. Now, might need to widen your knees a little bit. Turn your heels out. Same thing in your plie squat. Here we go. Sit. And 2, 3, 4 more. Open up those hips. 2, 3, last one, 4. Turn those toes back in, back to our squat. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to add on here, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Turn those toes out. Here we go. 8, lift. 7, lift. Sit and open up those legs. 4 more. 2, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Turn those heels out so you're super wide. Roll down the spine. All the way to the mat. Bend those knees, drop that head. Straighten those knees and stretch. Bend those knees. Straighten and stretch. One more, bend those knees. Straighten and stretch. Walk it over to one foot, one side. If you're mirroring me, that would be your left. And just hug that leg. The leg that you're hugging, stay straight, bend the other side. Sit into those hips. Straighten your leg and walk it over to the other side. The leg you're hugging stays nice and straight. Bend the other side leg. Straighten those legs. Come back to center. Place your right hand in the center of your feet. Lift your left up to the ceiling, and then sit your hips to the left. And switch. Other hand comes to the center. Reach the other hand up. Sit your hips to that same side. Try to keep both your legs fairly straight. You can have a small bend in both legs, but they're even. Coming back center. Walk those, toe ball those heels, feet in, so they're about a fist width apart. I'm going to turn to the side. Bend those knees, straighten those legs, bend those knees, and straighten, bend, straighten. Big inhale, exhale, bend those knees, start to roll up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. When you get halfway, push those knees over the center of your feet, push your hips over your knees, ribs over hips, shoulders over ribs, head over everything. Thank you for coming.